So, you want to know if you should pull Isolde or not, okay? I'm going to make it really brief because there's not much to think about, okay? First of all, we need to know what Isolde is doing before we make an assumption. Oh, should I pull or not? She is basically Dark 6. She's going to do what 6 does, but the opposite. So instead of buffing the allies, it's going to debuff the enemy and is going to give everybody pre-ignition, which makes everybody on the allied team, when they are attacking, they're going to apply a stack or multiple of burn, okay? On top of that, she also reduces the critical defense and the reality defense of 15% and becomes 20 if they are burning. Now, she also, if that was it, you could be like, but she has multiple phases, prelude, interlude, and finale, which are it's the insight, and they're going to empower her up and give the allies more and more things and make her deal more and more damage thanks to the intermezzo. Now, the intermezzo is something, it's a follow-up attack, mass attack, that she's going to cast every time the turn starts and the enemy is recognized to have 6 or more stacks of burn. So if you keep 6 stacks or more, she's going to do intermezzo over and over again every time. Now, if you would do the ult, she's going to forcibly cast 1 more and then buff even more, deal a lot of burn, and do a lot of damage. Now, this is not a guide. It's just to give you a rough understanding of what the kit does. Now, why is this important to know? Because we are talking about burn. If you picked up Spathodea in 1.5, now Isolde becomes basically a must pull for your Spathodea if you like her, if you're using her, if it's your main beast DPS. Now you need her because she's going to give Spathodea the ability to reach 15 stacks or plus, which is what Spathodea wants to have on their ult, to maximize her damage. Way easier than if you were to use Spathodea alone. On top of that, Spathodea now can stop pre-igniting every 2 seconds before you can actually do some damage, because if you're playing Spathodea alone, you need to use her kit to slowly build up the 15 stacks and then make it match and sync with the ultimate whenever you have it up. If you have Isolde, now you don't have to do it at all, or not as much, way less, for sure. And on top of that, you are getting everybody contributing to the burn thanks to the pre-ignition that she's giving and the debuff and the intermezzo. So I think she becomes kind of a must pull if you are using Spathodea and if you want to max her damage up. However, if you do not have Spathodea, you could argue that it's not super worth pulling her, even though she does work with any team ever. You don't have to run her with Spathodea. Even if you don't have Spathodea, you can still run her, and you can, considering she is Spirit, she can fit in basically every team. She's not gonna be weak to anything besides intelligence, and she's also going to still provide that little damage here and there with the burn, which, if you want it or not, if you like it or not, is going to be there. 30 plus stacks, exploding on everything, constantly getting reapplied, and the intermezzo over and over and over, dealing damage, and the debuffs. She is a very powerful character. I personally would say pick her up if you can. Now, if you are free to play and you don't have many pulls, or you are saving for a more key character such as, oh my god, I don't have a planned DPS, I need to pick up Marcus. Oh my god, I want Marcus, and then I also would like another very powerful healer, which is another mass pull, which is Vila. Then I need Lucy as well. So in that case, yes, you could skip her. If you can afford to pick it up, then you should, in my opinion. But if you're skipping for other more important character for your roster, I feel like you should probably prioritize your account value more than just getting a luxury character that, like, okay, well, I don't really need it. It would be cool, but if you're saying that, then you don't need Isolde, okay? Vila has probably higher value than Isolde. Lucy has higher value than Isolde. Of course, it's another limited character, and she's broken and insanely good. And then whoever you need for your account. So in that case, you shouldn't pull. But in a lot of cases, and especially if you have a lot of pulls laying around, then you should pull, because the character, regardless of you having Spathodea, is a really, really good character when it comes to offense and debuff, okay? Now, in the future, we might get other characters that synergize very well with Isolde, or that benefit from having Isolde. Like, for example, Joe, it's another burn character, for example. He doesn't really need a specific amount of burn, but the more burn the enemy has, the more it's going to be able to copy it. So using Isolde with Joe is another option for you to pick up Isolde for the future. Joe is coming up after Cacania, so it's going to be Lucy Cacania in 1.9, and in 2.0 it's going to be Joe and Mercuria. So if you want, you can, if you don't have Spathodea, and if you don't like Spathodea, you could, but you like Joe, you could do that option instead, okay? So I think that's it. I don't want to yap too much. I'm going to leave you with the Italian translation just right after this, if you should pull or not. So thank you for watching. If for any question, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, like, subscribe, the usual stuff. We'll see us for Reverse 1999 when Isolde comes in global, so on Thursday, and before that I'm gonna release the guide as well. So if you want to learn about Isolde, watch that video as well, okay? See you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Che bella cosa è una giornata sole, l'aria è serena dopo una tempesta, e l'aria fresca sembra già una festa. Che bella cosa è una giornata sole, mai nato sole, che bella te, oh sole mio, sta in fronte a te. Oh sole mio, sta in fronte a te, sta in fronte a te.